Many recent scientific studies discovered that your emotional intelligence is more important than your IQ. In fact, some of the most successful people on Earth would attribute their success to their ability of mastering and controlling their emotions. But how's that the case? You can think of your emotional intelligence as the #1 ability you need to possess and to develop in order to be successful in life. Now, don't get me wrong, your IQ is also important, but how good can a 1,000 horsepower vehicle run without an experienced driver behind the wheel? This is the perfect analogy to explain why emotional intelligence matters the most. Imagine for a second you have this brilliant mind able to solve any sort of complex issues, but all that potential is wasted either by playing video games, hanging out with friends, or by doing things you don't like. You are smart. You are clever. You understand how things work. You know you could accomplish so much more in life, but in the same time, you see yourself stuck at the bottom of the hierarchy because you are either uninspired or unmotivated to get yourself out of that place. In other words, you lack the necessary emotions to drag you out of your comfort zone, same as even the most powerful car wouldn't be able to go anywhere without someone driving it. No matter how good the engine is, no matter how well thought and designed the vehicle is, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is who drives it. Now, replace that analogy and think of any everyday example as your emotions being the driver and your mind the vehicle. Whether we like it or not, the emotions run our lives. They are the main driving force behind our actions. This is why the emotional intelligence is very important. Based by definition, the EQ is the ability to understand and to recognize your emotions in yourself and in others, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and your relationships. In short, a higher emotional intelligence means more control over your actions. It's sort of like not falling prey to all your addictions and being disciplined about life. If you were to ask around, the vast majority of people want to be successful. Most people wished they probably lived in a bigger house, had a better car, or better friends. Yet most of them are stuck working for people they probably don't like, doing a job they always hated. Their dream life is slowly drifting away from them every single day, and the only thing they are left with is the hope that one day everything will work out for them, just like pure magic. If you were to ask somebody, why don't you have the kind of life you wanted to have? The most common reaction will probably be to blame the politicians, their family, friends, culture, or the place they grew up in, when in fact, their situation is just the consequence of the choices they made in life based on their emotions. Now, as you can imagine, a higher EQ increases the chances of making good decisions, because remember, if the main driving force in our lives are our emotions, then it makes perfect sense to say that having the ability to control these emotions will help us making better decisions. The bottom line is, every time you are faced with a choice, you need to be emotionally intelligent about it. The difference between average people and the most successful ones out there is that instead of taking a break when things get hard, instead of going back to the comfort zone when things seem to be out of control, instead of that, the most successful people will always push forward despite all the negative emotions they encounter. If you are on your way to becoming the best doctor in the world, or the best lawyer, or working on a new promising project, things will inevitably get hard. And that is the moment when you need to overcome anything you might encounter, such as sadness, angriness, frustration, or laziness. Learn how to control these emotions, and your life will change forever. So, this is my opinion on why is emotional intelligence important for your success. As a last thing I am going to say is that unlike IQ, the EQ is a skill that can be actually developed through different methods and techniques. Some people are naturally good at it. Some may need to work a bit more to develop this ability, but believe me, it is worth it. Having the capacity to control your feelings is what is going to radically transform the way you live. Please click that like button for me if you like this video, and let me know in the comments below if this is something you are naturally good at. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this in the future, and share this video with a friend who needs to see this. See you in the next video.